And I'm joined in studio by Mr. Dean Janes. He is the CEO of Imaging 3 Incorporated, stock symbols IMGG. Dean, good to see you again.
Thanks for having me, Don.
Well, Dean, it's been really exciting these last few months talking to you about the company and your medical imaging device, the Dominion, which, in researching it, was very impressed by it. You're the CEO. Tell us about Dominion again.
Well, it's a real revolutionary technology. It's a breakthrough technology. It scans the human body in 360 degrees every 0.2 of a second to 0.8 of a second. Takes those images and it puts it into a 3D construct, and then it updates it again every 0.2 to 0.8 of a second, thereby giving you real-time three-dimensional imaging. Now, the three-dimensional imaging that's out there today, it's all post-processing. It takes minutes to acquire the imagery and minutes again to create a 3D construct. We're doing that all real-time, live. The device is portable. It plugs into regular wall power. Fits through a regular room door.
We were able to prove that because a couple of weeks ago I encouraged you to bring one here into the studio. We've got some footage of that we're looking at right now, but you literally brought it in through the doors of our studio here, and we didn't have to take out any walls, and you plugged it into a regular 110 outlet. We didn't have to have an electrician come in and put in three-phase power. I mean, it's not unlike bringing in a widescreen TV and plugging it in, right?
Absolutely. It doesn't really require any specific, construction requirements, tearing down a wall or adding certain types of exotic power. You just wheel it in, plug it in, and you're ready to go.
Also, too, for anyone who's ever undergone an MRI test, of course, you're wheeled into this little tube, and especially a guy my size, it's touching you on all sides, and you're hearing all the banging and the whistling and the noises. It sounds like someone's working on a house with a hammer right above your head. With the Dominion, it's a wide bore. There's no claustrophobic feeling. There's none of that noise either, is there?
Well, no. It's completely silent. You don't know what's going on. That a procedure's actually being done on you, other than if they're doing something invasive. It works for both diagnostic purposes as well as invasive for surgical techniques. But yeah, you don't have that claustrophobic experience and the loud banging sound, which can be kind of scary.
So we have a benefit, of course, to the patient. We have a benefit, of course, to the healthcare provider. What's new since we last spoke?
Well, we're making good progress with the FDA. We're continuing to get that finalized, and we're also working to prepare ourselves for when we do have FDA approval. I'll be flying overseas soon and working with some market partners to expand our manufacturing. So we're really excited. It's a good time for us this year.
I mean, it must be, at this present point in time, as you're waiting for the final okay, so to speak, from the FDA, you must feel like a guy in the Olympics in a 100-yard dash. I mean, you're just kind of in the blocks, you're waiting for the starting gun to go off, and I would imagine that once that does go off, once that cell phone rings or you get that Federal Express package, off to the races, right? Oh,
yes, absolutely. And we're fortunately we've had some time to set the stage for when that actually occurs, and we'll be ready to running.
Categorize the current demand for buying a Dominion from the healthcare facilities and the professionals that you've spoken to pre-FDA approval.
Well, it's huge. We have so many lined up qualified leads for our product that it's kind of frustrating that we can't deliver right now. But we've been at large trade shows and have built up a huge database of potential customers, in the hundreds, maybe thousands.
I made a joke earlier that wheeling a Dominion, it was kind of like bringing in a widescreen TV, but we're not talking about something that's a widescreen TV price. This is what, a $500,000 machine, correct?
That's correct. It's $550,000 with a 10-year lifespan. It's another $50,000 a year roughly for a service contract. So we're looking at about $1 million in revenue for the lifetime of this piece of equipment.
And even though that sounds like a lot of money to the healthcare industry, this is actually very affordable compared to the other machines that they're currently using.
Oh, absolutely. A standard CT scanner is 3 times that, and the higher end ones are around $3.5 million. So this is a bargain.
Assuming that, and I'm just going to throw a ballpark out, I know you're going to disclaim it immediately, but assuming that you are able to achieve FDA approval sometime in the summer of 2009, am I in the ballpark?
I think you're in the ballpark.
Okay. I mean, are you going to be able to keep up with the pent-up demand from the standpoint of manufacturing and delivery? How difficult of a challenge is that going to be for you?
Well, not difficult at all, Don. I mean, again, we've spent a lot of time in during this process, gearing ourselves up for FDA. And once we have FDA approval, I think we have everything in place to start manufacturing and get this out, this great product out in the open, out into the marketplace. So, again, I'm flying overseas to work with some market partners to help us if we have such an enormous demand. But those are good problems to have as a business.
And I guess I should mention, we have mentioned on the program before, you're not new to this FDA process. You've done this a few times before.
Oh, absolutely. This is my 5th 510K. It's not happening as fast as I'd like, but of course it's the federal government. What are you going to do? I mean, you go with their time frame.
Exactly. Imaging 3 Incorporated, if you'd like to see some remarkable images that Dominion can provide, go to their website, imaging3.com. That's imaging, the number 3.com. And of course, our toll-free number for free information, 888-259-4449. Dean, as always, a pleasure having you on. Thanks for the update.
Thanks again.